Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Remember, no matter who you are valid. A very thumbs up on that. Hokey smokes. I have a doctor's appointment today at 4 o'clock, which of course throws off all of my routine. Any change in routine and habit is always rough. My neurodivergence for the win, yay. But still, hopefully I'll remember. Gotta write them down, all the things that I want to talk about. So that'll be good. Past that, I am surviving. I can't say I slept well last night, but I tried to go to bed a bit early because I have been so tired from my insomnia. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pick up. I scare myself. I've talked about in my characters and my fiction, you know, having people make accommodations for age and abilities, and then the next thing you know, they've died. And so I've drilled that so much into my head that I'm worried that I'm tired from insomnia. Taking naps, is that an accommodation for something that's going to lead to death? So, yay for being a human being. And of course, I had thought for decades that I had come to terms with death, dying, and all of that. But I have been struggling with it again just fairly recently, and I am not sure why. It's mostly the process of that bothers me, but for some weird reason, I had gone, you know, like step A to B to C to D to E, and then now I have been knocked back to D, and I've got to make it back over to here. But because of that, I mean, as stated, mostly the process is what worries me. Having that intense building pain, knowing that the end is going to come, might be horrific and terrifying. But what are the odds of that actually happening in that fashion? Usually if you have some issue, there's something at least leading up to it, so that if you suddenly keel over, it's not a big surprise. There have been signs and symptoms that you have either been deliberately ignoring or accidentally ignoring because you just don't know. But afterward, people can go, oh look, if we go look at all this stuff, we can figure out what and why. So, but it's that whole thing. I mean, I don't like the idea of ending my metabolic processes and thus ending my thought processes. But this reminds me of something too, which reminds me of this. There is this one person who is they just say that they have a belief in a God, but they are arguing from a purely Christian viewpoint. But they're trying to say that, you know, atheism is totally incorrect because, you know, if you take a body and you take all the disparate parts, atom by atom or whatever, and then move them over to here, but you don't harm the being, you know, is it the same person? And if it is the same person, then you have to admit that being an atheist doesn't work because there's a continuity of consciousness, a stream of consciousness that you would not have if there was an actual break. There are a lot of issues with this, and a lot of channels that I've watched, they have dealt with this on many, many levels, but one of the biggest things that I thought of that I haven't seen anywhere else done with a channel is this person's arguing we have a stream of consciousness. So if we transferred you bit by bit over to here with no damage to you, but reassembled you, you would have the same stream of consciousness, which means since it's different places and all that, there has to be something else. But we don't have a constant stream of consciousness. Every night when we go to sleep, our conscious stream of consciousness stops. It is, on a conscious level, as if we have died. Everything else, our unconscious and subconscious functions are going, and if you dream and remember a little bit of it, then you're there I haven't been able to remember my dreams since I was married to my wife. When I go to sleep, boom, it is a complete stoppage of my stream of consciousness, and when I wake up in the morning, it starts up again. If you don't dream, same thing. I mean, we all dream. I just don't remember them. If you don't remember your dreams, same thing. Bang, you fall asleep, your conscious stream of consciousness ends. It picks up again when you wake up. So you don't even have that constant stream of consciousness no matter what his things are, is because your consciousness breaks every single time you go to sleep. And yet we still wake up and that consciousness continues. So yay on that. So part of my worries, because I have SAD, seasonal affective disorder, and with my insomnia, that makes it worse because the sun goes down and I start feeling bad. And then it's dark for a long time, but getting better now because we're going into spring and summer. But during the winter time, it is dark for so long that by the time I hit the end of the night, it's really, really bad. And then trying to fall asleep, I'm laying in bed with my mind having nothing to do but think of bad things. But last night, remembering that, it's like, oh, death is an ending of your, cessation of metabolic processes. And since our consciousness, mind is a function of brain, you can track this with all of our little machines that show brain waves. And we have seen how when people's brains are damaged, it changes their personalities. Mind is a function of brain. And when I go to sleep, yeah, it really is the same as if I've turned off that switch. It's just the difference being I flick the switch back on the next day. So, yeah, I mean, I'm talking about stuff that any 10 to 14-year-old has to deal with. It's just that now that I'm getting closer to that big wall of blackness smacking me in the head, I gotta deal with those sorts of things. So, thumbs up. Yay! Past that, I've been doing my very, very best to use this as little as possible and to ease off when I do. So that part's good, that it's not agony, but thumbs up. Hopefully going to the doctor, I'll be able to get information on other things, and that'll be good. There was something else I wanted to talk about with this that I have completely forgotten. And it had to do with waving my arm around in this injury, but past that, I mean, I do want to record some New Vegas again, since I'm going to go into and talk to Kaiser. And I have not gone through and deliberately paid attention to this, and I want to go through and do this. In video, I was talking about one point the game, and I was using both Caesar and Kaiser as pronunciations. And somebody in comments said, "Oh, nobody knows how to pronounce it correctly." And then when I was just mentioning back about the goofy stuff, they said everybody who is not in the Legion says Caesar, but all of the people who are in the Legion say Kaiser. So it's like, oh, that's a detail that, if true, is absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, Kaiser and his men. Because why not? I like what the people that made New Vegas did. They cared about the lore. Yes, lots of goofy stuff. Lots of absolutely silly stuff put in there to make you laugh. Easter eggs that were just goofy. But as goofy as the lore is, you can take it seriously, and you can just go, we don't care, let's pump something out. You can feel the difference when you're playing it. And this one has that feel. They cared as much as they could in those 18 months they had to make the game. So, thumbs up on that. Yay. So I have showered this morning. I have eaten food. Oh yes, I wanted to mention this one. I mentioned yesterday how I bought a box of little corn dogs. Little mini corn dogs, you know, the corn dog bites. I mean, there's like, I cut them in half just because of my dentures, but they're essentially one corn dog bite is nom, 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 and then you chew it up and you eat it. So they weren't very heavy, and there were only 40 of them in a package, so in 3 meals, I ate all 40 of them. So, good on that. But the thing is, 1 pound, 4 ounces, 20 ounces of mustard I bought to go with those 40 corn dogs, 40 corn dog bites. I used up the entire bottle of mustard. I would put the corn dog bites on the plate, and then I would get the mustard and I would put it on, and when I was done, it just would look like a mound of mustard on the plate. I like mustard, which is weird because most of my life I was a ketchup guy. And while I still like ketchup, I'm not really into ketchup anymore. I mean, I put mustard into everything. Chili. I've even put it in mashed potatoes just to punch up the flavor. Mustard works for damn near everything. And I went through a whole 1 pound, 4 ounces of mustard in a day and a half. Now, they use mustard to help you vomit. If you need to vomit, what they say to do is mix like a teaspoon of mustard in water and then drink that, and then you'll get nauseated and throw it back up. I eat like a half a bottle of mustard. I don't know if I would vomit from that. I'd be like eating a mustard popsicle. Good golly, Miss Molly, my brain. And then the last thing before I sign off, because I haven't been able to do much besides the few things that I've done online that you've seen, because it snowed yesterday, and it's been cold without being freezing, the snow did not go away yesterday. And in fact, it made it more difficult because when they plow the roads, of course, all that snow goes onto the sidewalks. I couldn't walk very far last night. I had my boots on, which helped, but it would have taken so much energy to walk on the still shifting, my eye is itchy. The still shifting snow on the sidewalk, shifting because it hadn't been fully compressed yet, and it was warm enough that it's slowly melting. So you step on one area going that direction, come back another 15 minutes later, and that spot that was solid might give. And that's all tiring for your muscles. And especially, I didn't want to risk falling down, because it is slick. So I couldn't even go to the store last night. By eating the last of my corn dog bites this morning, I have a can of chili, and that's it. So I need to buy food, and I have enough to drink that I don't have to worry about getting that. But I can't not go out. So yay, especially since I gotta go to the doctor, which is at the hospital, which I gotta go walking. So it's gonna be fun. I gotta give myself extra time to get to the hospital safely. Yay. Hopefully more stuff will have actually melted. Though when it takes its time, and still though, life is life. Yeah, itchy. Anyway though, real quick, just to point out the way that the asymmetry of my haircut with my therapist. I went, here we are, average conservative older white male on this side, and who the heck knows what this is on this side. So yay, asymmetry. It's just because I have had longish hair most of my life, and I hated having my hair, like my head buzz cutted when I was in the military. So it's different, it's new. I'm not entirely comfortable with it, which means, yeah, that's something I should keep doing. So thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, I'm going to go to my doctor's appointment. I might, if I have time, be able to record some Fallout New Vegas. It all depends on how I feel after my appointment and going out. So, if not, I will be able to record some tomorrow. I love playing. It's hard sometimes. ADHD has made such a horrible impact on my life. I mean, I had the talent and I had the ability, but I couldn't because of the ADHD, the developing depression, and not knowing that I am neurodivergent on the autism spectrum. I am what they would call in clinical terms they don't use, but out in the layperson terms is still high functioning, which again is, it's, when I looked up signs and symptoms and all this on it, it was like looking into a mirror just when they talked about this, this, and this, and then the whole summary of it was basically, you can live independently, but your life is going to be one long, slow motion, drawn out, flaming car wreck. And after looking at my image in the mirror of the article and then looking back over my shoulder at the long, drawn out, flaming car wreck of my life, yeah, so joy. Anyway, hopefully you can get done the things that you've got to get done. I'm going to try and get done the things that I want to get done. Hey, snow is fun. If you could type that into the comments, that'd be awesome. So, thumbs up, thank you much. If you are a Patreon patron, thank you so much again. As soon as this gets cleared up to some degree that I can type for any length of time without it hurting a lot, it hurts differently right now, but it's not good. So I'm gonna put my arm back down. But even though I can't put your names up here, when you look in the mirror, you know that you are beautiful and awesome. For everybody that has left me a comment, thumbs up, thank you much. It is appreciated to no end, even though I can't really type for all that long. So it is appreciated again. I read each and every comment and I thumbs up or heart each one that I do. So thumbs up. Yay! So life is life. And life being life, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very, very good thing. No special editing, thank goodness for templates. I have to do, when it's times like this, when I can't really do much, it's pretty easy just to slide the video in, make a few changes here and there, and then it's templated in. It's when I can move around that I change up the template, move stuff around, and then sometimes when it's done, it's an entirely different template, just because, hey, it's fun to do. I want to get back to that. I hate just having one set template anymore. I'm having to walk in steps that are from the previous time that I don't want to fall back into those habits, but because of this and the weather and my circumstances, I'm being forced to walk in the exact same steps that I don't want to walk in anymore, and I hate it. So you take care, and I will see you on the flip side. Let my frustrations go through there.